Phone. Come on in, y'all. It is Tuesday. Yes, surprise. I am not in the office today. Um, I am getting ready mentally, physically to head out to Florida tomorrow morning, and there's some last minute things I need to do. So I decided to stay close to home. Hopefully, my boss will understand. I'm sure he will. But in the meantime, between time, I'm gonna start you guys off with some positive vibes because you know what I say. It's gonna be a what?
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Hey.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up,
Today's gonna be a good day.
wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do.
The aftermath of preparation.
Hey, good
food, good mood, blood and circulation. One step at
Hey,
a time.
Aquanda,
That's
for
how you
real?
make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you
Yes,
take.
Aquanda, we celebrating. We building something.
It's
Cool.
called education.
I try to do this every day and call it replication. What? Today's gonna be a
good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a
good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day.
Life ain't easy, y'all. I think there's a reason.
Hey.
Ups and downs, just like every different season.
What?
Sometimes I'm not.
Other times I'm barely breathing, y'all.
You always gotta fight night.
From the demons, y'all. Negative thoughts.
A poison the ride. Head full of flies, so here come the vibes. Don't ever stop unless I can swap.
All the
bad for the good in my head when I'm lost.
Hey, what? So I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive vibes so overtaken.
I got patience.
One day at a time, that's how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes
temptation.
I know I
like to do it cause it's sensation.
Hey, I live my life in my head
like a narration.
Don't expect greatness through my best man. I take it what? Good morning, Juanita. Tell your daughter she's welcome. Hey.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Hey. Hey. Good morning, guys. Come on in. I know most of the time I'm in the office on Tuesday, but I'm leaving for Florida tomorrow. I'm so fucking excited. You know, you would think that I'm going to like Greece or some shit, right? But going to see your mama is a big fucking deal. It is to me, right? Like I see so many people on social media wishing they could talk to their mama one last time, you know, and I'm sitting here saying, I can't. I could get on a plane and I can go see her. That's even better. I appreciate that shit. Now, I can't see my dad, rest in peace, but at least I get to see my mama. So I get like a big fucking kid when it's time to go see my mama. I'm like 10. I am. I'm going to see my mama. Actually, my phone is sitting right here because she videoed me early this morning because she decided, because she fell asleep early last night and she was up early this morning, she figured she'd call me at 6:00 this morning. I'm thinking, what the hell? I'm like, are you okay? She was like, yeah, I'm just up. I can't sleep. How could I be mad? I appreciate all of those moments. Every last bit, right? She kept me company as I rode my bike. I did my whole 35-minute workout on my Peloton. And she sat on the phone with me the whole time. She sat on the phone with me up until I started my show, and now she's on her way to the doctor's office. Those are precious moments to me. And so I just want to take a moment and share that with y'all. Whatever. But I am here on Tuesday. So happy Tuesday, Juanita. Hopefully you are healing. You know, Aquanda came out the hospital, and our Miss Juanita Fredericks is in the hospital. Like, we have to really, this is why it's important for us to share news. Because, you know, sometimes when something happens to us, right, we don't want to share the news because sometimes we don't want to feel like a burden, right? Sometimes we're embarrassed because maybe the thing that happened to us is kind of embarrassing. Sometimes we don't want to feel helpless, right? Or needy. But you know, this show is about supporting one another, being there for one another in various ways. It might not always be physical, right? But being there for one another, right? We're building something. This is like we're trying to get back to the village mentality. We're trying to care about one another, right? Have deeper connections. And so I say, you know, Juanita, you've been laying up in that hospital. We didn't even know. You just happened to inbox me and say, I've been missing. See, I'm one of those people that sometime I'll reach out to you and check on you. Sometime I won't, because sometimes people's life be life and people don't always have time to join the show. But if something is going on with you, right? Please let us know. This is how you get your prayer warriors, right? There's a bunch of people on here that will pray for you. Okay. There's some people on here that might even come and see you if they live in your area. Right? You know, the other day at dinner with my coworkers, we were talking. And you know, you go to work every day and you sit amongst your coworkers, and all you know is about the work that they do and some of the light stuff they tell you about their personal life. But you don't really get to know them, right? One of the things about me, and I've always been like this throughout my career, all right, is I am a networker. I always network with my coworkers. I find that to be important. This is one of the key things that has kept me employed most of my years, right? The ability of the gab, okay? This fucking mouth of mine, all right? Good morning, Shirley. We sat around that dinner table, and we went around the table. One of the gentlemen, he was like, we're going to go around the table. We're going to ask people what has changed in their lives in the 1 to 5 years, right? So everybody went around and they said what the two things that changed in their lives. Then the second question was, what would you like to do after you retire? What is it you would like to do? I said, I'd be interested in something of a mentor or a life coach or something in that area, because I'm a people person. I love talking to people. I love meeting people. I love, you know, working towards positivity and creating agendas around that. And so, and the other thing that I said was, you know, someone gave me an idea. I think one of you guys on here gave me an idea. Thank you, Juanita. I think someone on here gave me the idea to go to nursing homes, because I talked about how, you know, my mama is never going to be in a nursing home as long as I'm breathing, right? And who knows if I'm going to end up in one. But there's so many lonely people in a nursing home. And I sat at the table with my coworkers and I said, you know, I would go to the nursing home and visit people. I said, I could start doing that now. It's nothing stopping me from doing that now. I don't have to wait till I retire. There's a lot of people in a nursing home that don't have people to visit them. You know what one of my coworkers said? A senior manager. He said, Robin, if you do that, call me. I'm coming with you. I said, for real? He said, call me. I'm coming with you. He said, that's beautiful. I want to do that too. Coworkers. You don't even know, right? Another gentleman said he wanted to be a philanthropist where he is directly impacting people of need without going through these organizations, right? It's amazing, you know, the good that some people want to do. And I was so glad to talk about that at that table because it made me look at some of my coworkers differently. I looked at them and I was like, you know what? Wow. And Danny Live, the one gentleman who I went to his house, badass house in Fort Lee. Actually, it's a co-op. The shit is fly as fuck, y'all. He's from Vietnam. He sat there and he told us the story around that round table at dinner of how he got to this country. Because one of the co-workers worked with him almost 40 years. He said, Danny, tell them how you got to this country. You know how we look at these foreigners and we say, oh, why they here? Or they come in and they buy up all our stores and they open up all their little bodega stores and they making money off of us. Baby, let me tell you something. Good morning, mother. That's all right. You good right there. I have a newfound respect for Mr. La. This is my motherfucking coworker. You know how he got over here to this country? He came over after the Vietnam War. Y'all, I don't know if you know the history. Vietnamese people was escaping Vietnam because it was dangerous to live there. His family, his mother and father paid a lot of money for his siblings to get on a boat, to be taken over to Malaysia somewhere to a refugee camp or something of that nature. They were on a small ass boat, 300 people, shoulder to shoulder. They had to pee and shit in the same spot. No food, no water. 3 days on a boat, shoulder to shoulder, sleep standing, standing pissing, standing shitting for 3 days. The boat ultimately dropped them off on some island, which was a refugee camp. No food, no lights, no nothing. Just dropped these 300 people off at this refugee camp. And my coworker and his siblings slept on the beach for months. He literally said, you watch Naked and Afraid? I could do that shit. I have a new found respect for Mr. La. Okay? There's more to the story, but it doesn't matter. The point is that this man, I work with this man today. And when, for me, for the 7 years that I've worked with this man, all I ever saw was, oh my God, here comes sharp ass Danny Lai with his Gucci and his TaylorMade and his Brooks Brothers and he's always crisp and sharp money. Go out, eat at the best restaurants, drink the best shit. I assumed he came from money. I assumed he's used to this life. I assume this has always been his life and his parents had money. Everything this man has, he worked from the time he hit that refugee camp up until now. I'm sorry, y'all. I was fucking amazed because I swear, I be complaining about shit. And when he told me that story, I was like, ooh wee. Ooh fucking wee. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Come on in, y'all. So I'm going to go and read the positive thought because it's October and October is the month of worthiness. But today's topic, I have 3 questions, right? 3 questions. So I suggest you guys reflect on the questions that I have up there, right? The 3 questions that I have up there as the topic. Good morning, Hillbilly. So that you are ready to engage in them. I have not even had time to think about the 3 questions. So I'm going to be answering them on the fly my damn self. All right. So October, the month of worthiness, October 24th. October 24th. I will realize my own worth when I accept there is something good within me waiting to be released and realized. If you look too good on the outside, people will not like you. They will talk about you, making nasty accusations about who you think you are or what you are doing to get what you have. If you rise too high, people will be upset with you for moving beyond what they think about you. If you are not clear about who you are, you will fall prey to these people. In response, you will do your best to stay where they want you, in a place where they are comfortable. This may not be the place you need or want to be. However, when you depend on others to validate and acknowledge your experience, you can only be what they think you are worth being. You will only allow yourself to be what someone else thinks about you. It is not healthy, nor is it worthwhile endeavor to hold yourself back to make other people comfortable. There is something great and powerful within you that is waiting to be exposed. Waiting to be expressed. Other people may not be able to see it. For that matter, you may not be able to see it. This does not mean that it is not there. Is that on my glasses, my face? Is that my mole? It does not mean it's not there. Quite often, you can be talked out of your greatness by people who get uncomfortable when you start to rise. Your rising demonstrates what they have chosen to believe is not true. If you rise, you will prove that they are wrong. Who wants to be wrong in public? When folks like this start talking to you, reach for the stars, get a grip on your greatness, step into your bigness, and never look back. Until today, you may have allowed what other people think you cannot do to become what you do not try to do. Just for today, move beyond the expectations of others. Dare to be bigger, better, bolder than anyone ever imagined. Surprise yourself. Do one thing that someone has encouraged you not to do. Just make sure it is something that is good for you. Today, I am devoted to living bigger and better than anyone ever imagined I would. How many of you have people in your life or had people in your life that tried to discourage you from doing the things that you wanted to do? Like you might share a goal or a dream or something that you want, that you're interested in. And they might have had everything negative to say about it. They might have said, oh, you shouldn't do that. That's not good for you. You shouldn't do that because of this. You shouldn't do that because of that. And you wind up not doing the thing. How many of you have gotten caught up in that? Okay? Based on today's reading, people will try to hold you to who they define you to be, right? That's one of the things about my life, right? That's really interesting and funny because I've never been the type of person that you can hold in a box. Like for a period of time, I will massage myself and try to be what you need me to be. But then I start busting out that box real slow. And all of a sudden, my old shit starts to come back because that's what's natural for me, right? And one of the things that I've learned over the course of these 3 years in my healing journey is that I'm going to be me, irre-fucking-godless of what anybody else thinks. As long as I am moving with respect, I'm not harming anybody, right? And it's good for me. I'm not toning myself down for anybody. Anything that I say I want to do, no one is going to be able to talk me down off of it. If I said I want to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to damn well try at least, right? So many people get talked out of living their goals and their dreams because other people don't want to see them grow. For many reasons. You can have the closest people in your life and they could be jealous of you. It could be your good friend. It could be a family member. Right? Today's message is live your life the way you want to live your life. Live your life as bold as you want to live your life. Even in corporate America, people would be surprised how I operate and how I move around my coworkers in the workplace. I don't code switch. What you see right here in front of you is exactly what you see when I go to work, just in different clothing attire. Okay? Nothing. I've learned that I am who I am, right? But I've had many of people come into my life and tried to tone me down, tried to quiet me, tried to make me dress different, tried to make me look different. And the ultimate result to all of that was unhappiness. Because ultimately, naturally, I want to be exactly who I want to be. That's it and that's all. And so that's today's message. If you missed it, right, you should definitely go back and read this because, there's a lot of people walking around. Good morning, Angel. Good morning, Deb. Walking around living for other people and not living for themselves, right? I had an ex who used to be so irritated that I was loud. And he used to make a big deal about letting me know that I was loud. And it used to irritate me. And then I got to a point and I said, fuck this. You met me loud, motherfucker. Like, don't try to, right? But for a long time, I was walking on pins and needles. I was trying not to be loud. I was making extra efforts to talk low. And then one day I was like, this is too much work. Fuck that. Good morning, Ghost. Good morning, Pat. So I said from that day on, that was a long time ago. That was 15, 16, 17 years ago. From that time on, I was like, you can't come in my life and tell me how to dress, how to speak. Not if you met me, the way you met me, and this is how I am. Don't try to change me. I am going to continue to live my life in the way that is good for me, right? And as loud and as bold as I want to live my life. Period. And I have learned that I will attract people that are meant to be in my life based on my authentic behavior. Again, as long as I'm respectful, I'm not harming anybody, and it's good for me. That's today's message. Don't let people decide your life for you, right? Don't tell people your dreams, you want to be a pilot, and they try to talk you out of it and say, no, it's better to be a stewardess. No, I motherfucking said I want to be a pilot. All right? Don't talk to your friends and say, I want to open up a business. And they be like, don't do it because the market is flooded and the blah, blah, blah. Don't let people talk you out of shit that you want to accomplish. Thank Shirley, and isn't it? And isn't it? It is. It certainly is. You know, the other day, I was talking about the apartments around here, and I mentioned it on here before that I'm lucky because I love my apartment, and I pay a pretty penny, but not as pretty as these new apartments around here. These new apartments, for the same size apartment I have here, they're starting at $3,700, and I was like, oh my god. $3,700. I want to go fucking knock on these motherfucking people's doors and see who the fuck is paying $3,700 in rent. And so I saw my maintenance man, and I said, Mike, I hope our landlord isn't going to start looking around and noticing that all these buildings around us are $3,700 and shit, and then he try to act stupid and raise our rent to some astronomical price. He said, ooh. He said he finally getting smart. Not the people that are already here, but new people moving in. He said the new people moving in is paying way more than what the current people living here are paying. I was like, what? He was like, yup. I was like, stop the fuck lying. He was like, yup. He was like, they paying about $3,000. Now, in my building, I live in a boutique building. It's about 40 apartments in here. They're all two-bedroom apartments. All the corner apartments look the same. All the middle apartments look the same. They were very simple in building this building, right? Okay, the building is about 10 years old. And so for the most part, everybody in here was paying about the same rent. But they said the new person moved in here is paying about $3,000. And I was like, what the fuck? The fuck? I was like, well, you think he gonna raise ours up to that? And he was like, no, he don't think so. Because, New Jersey don't have rental law. We don't have rental, laws where they can raise our rent to whatever the fuck they want. It's not like New York, they only raise your rent $50 or a certain percentage. No. Here it could be $100 one year, $300 the next year, $500 one year. It's fucking ridiculous. Hold on, let me turn my heat off. Deb, you said that. You said 3,700. Where do these people work? Deb, I want to knock on these motherfuckers' door and be like, hello? Like, the fuck? Who are you? Aquanda, $950. You can't rent a room here for $950. You can't rent a room in New York for $950. You can't do shit with $950. Okay? It $950, no. That's not even half of somebody rent here. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay, I need to fucking move. You said you went from 8:30 to 9:50. Bumba Ross. Bumba. Listen, baby. Listen, why y'all be listen? I be serious when I say I need a man. I want a man. I need a man. Shit. Man, come here. Somebody come here and take on 70% of this shit. Telling you. Aquanda. Listen, it's hard. You can't even live here. I'm telling you. It is hard here. It is hard here. Okay, so for today's topic, I have 3 questions. Okay. The first question is, what is one dream that you've tucked away for the moment? That's true, Pat. That's true. Hey, Clive. That's true, Pat. What is the one dream that you've tucked away for the moment? That's one of the questions of today. I have one. And nobody knew this, right? I kept this under wraps, right? But I was in the process of doing a coffee line, right? Because my show is called Coffee with Friends, I was working with a coffee bean company to have my own line of coffee. And in the process of me doing that, I ran into an issue with my graphic artist who tried to extort me, and I had to onboard my trademark attorney to deal with that. And so that took funds out of my pocket that was meant to be invested into my coffee line. So that is one dream that I tucked away for the moment. What about you guys? Okay, Cheryl said writing a book. Why have you tucked that away for a minute, Cheryl? What made you tuck that away? Aquanda, being famous. What made you tuck that away? What made you put those dreams on hold? What the hell? To quit my job at the beginning of 2024 and promote my app full time. The way the world is looking, I need some sort of income while promoting my app. I love that. You know, you've mentioned the app before, and I meant to ask what type of app it is, or if you were keeping it under wraps until you released it. I'm looking for my pen, guys. I'm sorry. What kind of app is it, Deb? I love that. Okay. Aquanda said reality. I always wanted to be on TV. Watching everyone act and it made me happy. So what are you guys? All right, so let's talk about this for a moment. What is one dream that you've tucked away for a moment? Shirley said writing a book. I'm still waiting on the response as to why is it tucked away and what's keeping you from moving forward with that. Same question for well, Deb, it seems like you have some sort of a plan. You want to quit your job and you want to start working on your app. And Aquanda, what is it you're doing to move forward to acting? Are you taking acting classes? What are you doing? You know, because Johnny is a good resource on our show for stuff like that. Deb said the app, it allows you to put everything in one spot. I will share more at Friendsgiving. I still need to trademark some stuff. Yes, you do. Okay, make sure you do that. I love that idea, Deb. I love it. Anybody else? What is one dream that you've tucked away for the moment? No one dreams on here? Oh, Shirley, you writing a deep book. Information and data that still needs to be documented from trials and studies from sarcoidosis. Wow, look at you. Like the poem, It's a Dream Deferred. Got it, Aquanda. You know, it was something else. I always thought I would be a dancer. I know, y'all don't laugh. I did. I remember one of the schools that I tested for was performing arts. And I remember my mom had asked a family member of ours in Queens to help me with, my dance routine and whatever the case may be. I have vague memories of Queens. Everything was so traumatic in Queens. It's really weird. I can't wait to start therapy because I do want to know why I don't. I have like these blotchy memories in Queens. Like it feels like a lot of shit in Queens I just don't remember. I just remember certain things. It's weird, but I didn't show up for my performance at Performing Arts because I didn't think that my dance was good enough, right? And so that was just me not having enough confidence in myself. And I felt like, and I think I was going by myself too. And I was like, I'm going to go up to the school all by myself. I got to do this dance. It was a bunch of stuff going through my mind. And so I never showed up. But I've always loved dance. I've always loved dance. I think that I could have been a good dancer. I'm just the fuck saying. Hillbilly said, I'll start dreaming when I stop living. I know. So basically what you're saying is everything that you want to do, Hillbilly, basically you do. There is nothing to dream about. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go to the next question then. Is there something that you would like to change about yourself? I love that about you, Hillbilly. Is there something that you would like to change about yourself? See, Deb, you too? I took dance class even into my adult age. I was in my early 30s when I stopped taking dance class. I used to go to Broadway dance in the city and take jazz. I used to take African. African was my favorite. right? I didn't really fuck with ballerina as much. Contemporary, I took a little bit, but I really loved African. Like, that was my shit. Like, I took that up to my early 30s at Broadway Dance. I did. And even now, with my 50-something-year-old ass, I be driving around the towns looking for dance studios and shit like that. And I see a lot of dance studios, but not a lot for adults, right? It's like for kids and it's ballet and it's tap. I don't want that. I want some, funky contemporary or some African or some shit like that. But no, other than the kids dance theater, then they got a theater called like Fred Astaire where you go and learn how to. I don't wanna. I wanna, I wanna be, dancing and kicking my leg up and shit. The fuck? Is there something you would like to change about yourself? According to your body. You could do that though. You could do that. Exactly, Shirley. We all need an app to put our shit together because I'll be like, what? Where is it? What is something you would like to change about yourself? Aquanda, you said your body. Aquanda, I want to say this. You are in the process of doing that though, right? See, the thing is, when people say they want to work on their body, they want this magic to happen overnight. They want to be able to say, I'm going to change the way I eat. I'm going to start working out. And by next month, I'm going to look different. And the older you get, the weight loss journey becomes different. Your hormones start to join in the party. You don't lose as much weight as you used to lose. You need to do different type of shit. You need to adjust your diet differently. It's different. Listen, Aquanda, you are moving in the right direction. You adjusted your food habits, right? You said you wasn't eating as much meat. You were eating more vegetables and you had lost the weight, but you did put the weight back on. But you know now what it takes to take the weight off, right? So keep doing that and do not put a time limit on it. Just make it your lifestyle. Like, just decide that this is how you're going to live forever. Eventually, you're going to look down and you're going to be like, look at my body. Good morning, Mika. Good morning, Valerie. I'm telling you. What is something you would like to change about yourself? We got 3 questions today. The first question was, what dream have you put aside for now? Second question is there something you would like to change about yourself? Deb said, I would like to change my hesitation to get things done in all areas of my life. I don't want to procrastinate. I want to be intentional in everything I do. I love that. The one thing I want to change about myself is my financial structure, my financial planning. I want to be better at it. Like, I mean, I have a girlfriend who still wear the same suit from when I met her in 1993. Right? Like, I want to be financially responsible, and I was never financially responsible. Like, I survived, but I could have had so much more if I was a better financial planner. So if the one thing I could change about myself, it would be that, to become more financially responsible. That part. Good morning, Damaris. So the second question here is there something that you would like to change about yourself? Valerie's answer to the first question is writing a book of poetry. Okay, so Valerie, what's stopping you from that dream? First question for anybody that missed it is, what dream have you put aside for now? What's stopping you from writing that book? Valerie said change spending habits and being able to save. Twinsies. Twinsies. I'm calling this out because I'm trying to figure out what workshops we need to get involved in. I see a financial workshop. I need to find somebody to come on this show and go over financial planning. Okay? I see a need for that. Let me write a note down, because I'm going to order this book and I'm going to start trying to do better financial planning wise. Let me see who I could get that's good financial planner that's willing to come on here and go through financial planning and examples and shit like that of how we could budget. That'd be a good show. I would do something like that at night. Okay. Valerie said, I think it's procrastination and finding all of my writings. Well, there go Deb's app. Me too. I got the same problem. I have poetry written everywhere. My poetry, my son's poetry, and I be swearing I be organizing it, and then I can't find it again. It's a fucking nightmare. Deb said, Raw, my mama is a super saver. I tell her she needs to host workshops on effective ways to make and save money. She is absolutely exceptional at it. I'm telling you, does your mama want to come on here and talk to us about it? Because some of us need it. Like, I'm really going to look into doing a workshop on that. And I'm going to do it at night. And I'm going to find me somebody that's a good financial person, planner, saver, that can come on here and give us examples of how they lay out their budget, how they save their money, what steps because there's a book there's two things that I put in my cart on Amazon. It's a budget book. Okay, Deb, it's a budget book. And then it's another one that has the saver envelope so that you can save a certain amount of cash each month or something like that. So that by the end of the year, you'll have $5,000. Like, I need to do something. Help me. Right? So I am looking for someone who's willing to do a financial workshop, show us some examples, some guides on how to keep our shit together. Right? So if anybody knows anybody, Deb is going to ask her mom. I'm going to start putting it out there to see who we could get to come on here and talk to us. Okay? That'll be a good one. Okay. Juanita said, your dream that you put on the bench for a minute is an event planning business. What's stopping you from moving forward with this dream? Valerie, us. I'm jealous of people that can do all those coupons and pay $4 at the register. Me too. Listen, child. I be forgetting the coupons, can't be bothered with the coupons, getting on my... If it don't automatically come off based on the little card I got for the store, I can't be bothered. See, Deb, you talk about me too, Val, but your mama, Deb, you got a whole resource right there. I'm telling you, we need a workshop. I need somebody to volunteer to give us a workshop on financial planning. I'm gonna start advertising that. I ain't got no money. I can't pay nobody. This has to be, because they love us. Juanita, you're gonna have to reinvent your event planning, right? There's a lot of people now, Juanita, that like podcasters like myself or and other people out there on social media that need digital flyers created. You're going to have to move away from the paper flyers and invitations, right? A lot of people are dealing with digital stuff now. So try to get more into digital flyers, right? Because a lot of people use digital flyers to advertise their podcast, their upcoming businesses, stuff like that. Also, maybe you want to look into digital presentation stuff where people that sell products like myself want to be able to advertise their products, but want good presentation for their products. You can do something like that too. Oh, okay, Cena. I take the individual help too, shit. Cause I really need help. I really do need help. Hillbilly said, I wish I cared about money. All my efforts go towards experiences. I know, Hillbilly, but see, you live off the land. See, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, if something happened, Hillbilly, you can sleep outside. I don't know. I can't. Nah. I'm not ready for that. Like, I can't just start sleeping outside in case of an emergency. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Val. We be digging for our one little coupon. People be at the register. I be so mad at them. They be like, I got a coupon for this and for that, for this. A whole envelope full of fucking coupons. I even had the little coupon divider shit. Never remembered to take it to the store. Always forgot it in my car and said, fuck it. Okay? Ghost said, I wish I could change the control I have over how much I love someone. You done came in here. You came in here with a big one, Ghost. Wow. That, right, Valerie. That's deep. I wish I could change the control I have over how much I love someone. Where do you begin to control something like that? Right, Valerie. The heart loves who the heart loves. How could you control something like that? Didn't it, Deb? I'm trying to get it together. I don't know. That's a deep one. Anybody got anything on that one? I don't think you could change that. That's just my opinion, though. But that's like an asshole. Why do you want to change it? Let's start there. Right, Valerie? Shut us the fuck down. Why would you want to change it, Ghost? How is it affecting you? Or how is it affecting them? It's hard loving someone that doesn't love you back or love you the depth you love them. Got it. Oh, I'm sure that gotta be hard. I don't know if I've been in that situation. But that's gotta be hard. How is that affecting you? And how is it affecting them? Deb said, I remember loving this guy from college and it was not reciprocated and that hurt like hell. But all I could do was walk away. But wait a minute. In this case, Deb, you walked away because he wasn't loving you at all, right? What I'm hearing from Ghost is maybe the person loves him, but doesn't love him in the same depth as he loves them, right? But does anybody ever love each other equally at the same depth, at the same time? Yeah, I think it's two different situations, Deb. I can see you walking away because in that case, it didn't seem like that guy loved you at all. But what I'm hearing from Ghost is it's not the same depth, right? But who has experienced loving someone where they loved each other at the same depth at the same time? I never thought about it. But can people love each other at the same depth at the same time? Should we even expect that? I'm sorry, Deb. I'm just saying And you walked away because I'm like, I don't know if I would walk away if I knew the person loved me, but they just didn't love me as deep as I loved them. Because I'm trying to figure out, do we ever love each other at the same depth at the same time? I feel like one person might fall harder than the other, and maybe the other one catches up at some point. I don't know. Like, I feel like in a lot of my situations, the guys loved me more, right? And eventually I loved them at the same capacity, but they were loving on me more first. You know what I mean? Right, y'all. Y'all said, I literally just saw a post about this. I think it's possible eventually people get on the same accord at the same point until they don't. Eventually. That's the point that I'm making. I don't know if it happens at the same time, but eventually it ends up on the same accord. Sometimes we have to be patient enough to get there. You know, I heard this statement said recently, right? In a marriage, right? The love that you have in a marriage in the beginning is good, right? But the true love starts in a marriage when issues arrive, right? And you both are able to overcome them together. That's where the love gets tested, right? Everybody can love each other through the easy part. But when it gets a little rocky, that's when the love gets tested. And I think when you go through those phases in your relationship, eventually the people get on the same accord. I don't know. Right. I don't know. I'm not a love expert, but I'm just saying. Val said, I had a coworker who told me she was so in love with her husband right now in that moment. She says sometimes she's not in love with him. Okay. She probably means sometimes she don't like him. Like, how the fuck you fall in and out of love so quick? Pat said, I am working on my change now. I stopped eating meat. I started in September. I have not eaten beef, pork, chicken, lamb, or fish. I still eat eggs. Okay, I still eat eggs for now. My scale was up to 197 pounds. It is now 171 pounds without trying. 20 pounds down. Yes, Pat. Congratulations. Deb said, okay, I was told years ago it's like a seesaw. There are times when you love more and other times when they love more. Okay. I agree, Val. There's nothing wrong with loving hard. I agree with that. Y'all say, yeah, too many variables is occurring with each person to line up at the same depth at the same time. Experiences and exposure either pushes or pulls each person. I agree, right? So it's okay to love somebody harder than they love you, because I think that's normal. I do. Ghost said it's hard to deal with when the person doesn't love you hard back. What does loving you hard back look like for you, Ghost? I'm just curious because this is really good. I like to be loved hard back too. But for me, it's love back hard for me is attention, quality time, a lot of touching, you know. What does loving hard look like to you, Ghost? Shirley said, damn, Ghost, I have felt that way too. My therapist gave me the tools I needed to work through it. I love that, Shirley. Good morning, Johnny. We're on 3 questions, Johnny. The first question is, what dream have you put on the shelf for a while? We're on the second question right now, which is there something that you would like to change about yourself? Okay. Your issue is always not having the money. But see, you don't need the money now, Juanita. Get into the digital world and start like that. I started this shit. I still don't have no money. I got a whole podcast. Okay? The fuck? And I'm doing what the fuck I'm doing with a little bit of money I got. You could do it, Juanita. Then stick to digital. You don't need to download some of these free apps. Start with that. Start charging people monies, and then eventually increase on your app. But start small. There's a lot of these podcasters looking for people to make their flyers. I make my own flyers because I ain't got no money, but I'm just saying. Hillbilly said, I loved my wife hard last night. Her back hurts today. Oh my God. You sound like Donovan. I know that's right, Hillbilly. Y'all said now if the person never catches up, that can be hurtful. But I'd rather love harder than the other person because it sucks to not be in love. But they are fawning over you. That's true. Wait a minute now, because y'all, you saying it's better to love them hard, because if they loving you real hard, then and they're fawning all over you, you're irritated. Got it. Ghost said, how do you continuously love someone that isn't in love with you back? Well, did they say they wasn't in love with you back? Or are you assuming they're not in love with you back based on how they're showing love for you? See, a lot of people show love differently, right? And that's why communication is key. This is something that needs to be discussed because it could be a misinterpretation based on how the person is showing their love for you, but that just might be how they express their love, right? The way you need it is something different from the way that they know how to express it. You know what I mean? Shirley said, owning my feelings. Okay, this is something you'd like to change. Shirley said, owning my feelings, communicating how I felt to the person, making sure I set boundaries to protect me emotionally, self-care, owning the situation so that I make good decisions for myself. I absolutely love that. I love that. Damaris said, I think both parties can love each other hard at the same time, but they show it differently. Doesn't mean they don't love you. That's another good point. Like I was saying, how they show it might not be how you necessarily need it, right? But it doesn't mean that they're not loving you. I know, y'all. Hillbilly is ahead of the Friday. Valerie said, at Ghost, maybe they do and they just don't show it. They could be hiding feelings. A thought to ponder. I love y'all. Yep. Juanita said, whenever you're going to shop, you look for the coupon beforehand. That way you have them accessible to just give them to the cashier. That's what I do. That's the problem. I never remember that part. Y'all said facts, Roy. You have to understand one's love language and how they express it. Some people are nonchalant, which can be frustrating for some. Right. Like for me, because I'm a very needy lover. Like, love me. I need you to show me. I need you to And if I have a nonchalant person, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Like, you loving me or what? Right? But you got to understand the person's love language. Ghost said, when you're in love and love someone more than they love you, you're willing to do more for them than they're willing to do for you. That's true. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. So how do you balance a situation like that? You're in a relationship. You're loving up on your significant other. You're willing to do everything and more for this person, but they are not willing to do that for you. How do you navigate through something like that? Deb said, I think that's why love languages were created. Therapy is a great thing. It is. Yep, it is. It is. It is. It is. Okay. What is the third question? Because we could keep this going, right? Third question is, because we got to get through all three questions, but y'all can keep running up the first two. Third question is, what is one mistake you keep repeating? What is one mistake you keep repeating? Yes, thank you, Juanita. Give me the thumbs up. What is one mistake you keep repeating? Let me think. I'm going to say overspending because this is the fucked up shit that I'm in right now. I overspend. That's the mistake I keep making. Even when I get on my feet and I clear my debt and I be like, I'm going to be a good girl this time. I'm going to be a good girl this time. I'm going to be a good girl this time. Okay. I still wind up going overboard and have to do it all over the fuck again. Okay. I need to get my life right. Hillbilly said, it takes time. What will it be like in another 10 years when she realizes what she has? Don't give up, Ghost. Thank you, Hillbilly. Deb said, nonchalant personalities can be extremely challenging. You have to be open to receiving what they are saying without the emotions you appreciate. That part. I got one. Because I know what that nonchalant shit, it be making my ass itch. Like, I need you to be chalant. The fuck? Deb says, staying where I ain't valued. Y'all don't understand how bad I want to quit these jobs. That's a mistake you keep repeating. Okay. Love it. Being too trusting, Aquanda. Okay. That's a mistake you keep repeating. How are we going to fix these? How are we going to stop repeating these mistakes? Me, I said I ordered a budgeting book and these envelopes. I'm going to start fucking, because I have done the spreadsheets. I have done all of that. I got to do something, okay, to get me under control. So I'm going to start working on that shit ASAP. Y'all said, I think we've all been there, and that's what communication is for. If they can't catch up or acquiesce to your expectations, keep it moving. Next. Pat said, how in the world do you know you love someone more than they love you? How do we measure? Expectations is what makes us unreasonable. Pat just pulled the belt out on us and beat us. Pat, you just beat us. How do we measure? Well, one of the things Ghost said was, it seemed like a measurement, right? He said, when you love a person more than they love you, you are willing to do things for them that they're not willing to do for you. So that seemed like a measure, Pat. So how do you deal with that? Val says, starting a relationship knowing damn well I do want to be bothered. It just starts to irritate me sometimes. What's one mistake you keep repeating? Starting a relationship knowing damn well I don't want to be bothered. What? Wait a minute. I done spit on myself because, child. Valerie, you get on my damn nerves. Okay? And y'all talking about, yep. Y'all get on my damn nerves. Johnny said, I'm very nonchalant, but I make sure I let words match my actions so my wife won't feel like I don't care. See, that's the part. Dealing with a nonchalant person can make you feel like they don't care. It is very challenging. The fuck? I got one of those. Y'all said expectations, standards, and boundaries are a must in any relationship. I knew it was I don't want to be bothered because Valerie, you make me sick. Deb said, Miss Pat, I can answer that. I think when this person ain't showing no interest, when you trying to spend time and they aren't, when you want to be in their presence and they don't want to be in yours, that's just to name a few, Miss Pat. That's a good list, Deb. That's a good damn list. If you are trying to spend time with someone and they're not trying to spend time with you, that is a good sign that they're not feeling you as much as you feeling them. That's yup. That's a good one. Y'all said, Val, the last guy 5 months ago wanted to see me every day and talk about trauma and have sex. It was too much because I ain't like him like that. See, I realize that the way my life is set up right now, that I can't talk to somebody that's got like trauma or like Debbie Downer stuff every day. Like I'll be like, my world is hectic enough. I don't need it. I don't want it. Okay. Okay. Ghost said they told me before they aren't in love with me. Oh, okay. Oh, so you know. Me too, Juanita. Me too. What I pour into, I want reciprocated. Fuck that. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. I agree with you, Val. I agree with you, Val. Those feelings can change over time, but it can be hard dealing with a nonchalant person. And maybe that person is just that ghost. They're just nonchalant. You know what I'm saying? They probably are loving you from a deep place, but it looks different to you because they're nonchalant. Damaris says, listen, I knew you were coming, Damaris, because I'm saying, you know, Damaris said, Donovan feels like he loves me more than I love him. I don't agree with him. I might not show my emotions on my sleeve, but I love him to death and will do anything for him. And that's facts. But Damaris, you and Donovan are the example, right? Because I'm listening to Ghost, and to me, I can see Donovan saying some of the stuff Ghost is saying. Oh, I love her more than she loved me. But I know that you love him just as much, but you are a nonchalant type person. You're like, whatever, and so sometimes people can take that as they don't care as much, but that's not true. Right? Everybody has a different love language. So I'm so glad you chimed in. I love that. Deb said, I think everyone deserves to be with someone they love and they love them back. Please, God, I'm praying. Pat said, however, that's ghost love language. When you really, really, really love, now Deb love allows the object of your affection to be free. It's not that that's not loving. Of course. Absolutely. Pat said, maybe you are not loving at all. Thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. Johnny said, that's what being evenly yoked means. You need someone with the capacity to fill your cup the way you fill theirs. Yes, Johnny. Hillbilly said, I don't need the things she needs. So giving equally and the same is not an issue. See, it's not an issue for everybody because you don't need that because everybody has a different love language, right? Aquanda said, I love too easy and too hard. Okay. That's the one mistake you keep repeating. Shirley said, your happiness and emotional health should be a priority for your wellness and not giving more than receiving. If you're feeling the imbalance, consider if you can be happy in the situation. great advice, Cheryl Lee. Your happiness and emotional health should be a priority. Not giving more than receiving. What? What? You know, I didn't think these 3 questions were going to go so deep. But every now and again, we got to ask questions to ourselves, right? So that we can level set and we can continue to move forward in our healing journeys and do better in our relationships and for ourselves, right? Juanita said we got to understand each other's love language. We do. Ghost said, I refuse to be with someone for 10 years who isn't in love with me back. I won't waste that kind of time. I understand. But it takes time. Val said, I love really deep when I'm in love, but it feels like since I've gotten in my 50s, it's hard to love again, at least like that. Girl, I sabotage my feelings. You know, in your 50s, you be like, I done been through all kind of bullshit. And so when I start feeling like, oh my God, I start sabotaging it. I'm like, nah, it's not going to work because of this. And it's not going to work. Or maybe it's not going to work because of this. Or maybe because of this. And maybe because of that. I start sabotaging it. But if I start investing my time in you and I'm focusing on you, I need them to recognize that. Okay, the fuck, because that is my love language. Thank you, Mother. That is a good one. Mother said, Ghost, you need to pray about it. I love it. I love it. Valerie said, I just want casual relations. Valerie, I know that's right. I just want casual relations, baby. Pat said, Aquanda, we must not confuse infatuation with love. Love takes time and nurturing. Exactly. That's why I said, Ghost, it takes time. You got to nurture that shit. Put the time in. You know, Deb said, at the end of the day, Ghost, you can only decide what's best for you. Do your part and you will know when you have had enough. And please pray about it. Yes. Yes. Our 3 questions today, right? What is the one dream that you've tucked away for the moment? Is there something you would like to change about yourself? What's the one mistake you keep repeating? These 3 questions, all right, once answered, you can go from there and build a plan of how you change the dynamics of those answers, right? Because the whole idea is we should constantly be growing, all right? And don't forget, I didn't bring the book here, but the Shadow Workbook. So I started reading into it and I love it. All right. So if anybody's interested in the Shadow Workbook, you go to my TikTok page and you could click the link from there and get the Shadow Workbook. It's $22 or this damn cup. You know what? So many of these fucking cups sold. I can't believe how many people love this cup. Crazy. Aquanda said, I always wanted a guy to love me and have their everlasting love. I wanted that high school sweetheart love. Yeah, a lot of us did. All right, a lot of us did. All right. And with that, I'm going to move towards ending the show. It is almost 9:30. This came out to be deeper than I thought. I didn't think the 3 questions was going to take us here, but I'm glad that it did. Right? Because, you know, it's got me thinking. I mean, the dancing and shit, I could still go and find a dance studio and dance, right? And Cheryl Lee, you could still write that book. Okay. And Juanita, you could still do your digital graphic design and event planning digitally, right? And Deb, your app. Let's go, girl. All right. There are things that people on here, you guys are dreaming about or have put to the side, me too, that we can push forward. All right. Like things you don't want, things you keep repeating that you don't want to repeat. Right. How do we stop that? What causes us to continue to repeat these things? All right. What is the one thing that you would change about yourself? Me, I want to be financially responsible. I could do that. It's not too late for me to do that. Right. But now I have to, now that I consciously brought this to the table, I need to make sure that I'm making moves to be better, do better. And like I said, I have two books that I'm ordering. I'm gonna try to stick with following those instructions. I'm hoping that we can find a financial planner of some sort to come on the show and talk to us about money and budgeting and not being afraid and navigating through this economy the way it is today, because baby, things are hard. All right. And Kwanda said, I'll just act the fool with my bad self. Well, we knew that already. But anyway, y'all, keep in mind our next trip. I am heading out to Florida tomorrow, right? So I will not be on the show in the morning. I might pop on while I'm at the airport. I'm not sure. I might pop on once I get to Florida. My flight is at 7:30. So I probably won't pop on at the airport because I'll be at the airport too damn early. I actually get to Florida about 10:40 or some shit like that. And so I will chat with you guys either Wednesday late morning, early afternoon, or you will see me on Thursday. All right. And so wish me safe travels, y'all. I'm about to head to Florida where the weather is, where my mama is giving herself a birthday party, all right? But then after that, November 16th through the 20th, while I'm in Florida, I'm going to be booking my trip to Texas, okay? And so I will give that information to Debbie and Fancy. And so we will, a mistake over 3 times the habit. And so we will have, so they'll know what time I'm coming in. I will start putting together the itinerary flyer or whatever for the trip and start advertising that so that, as a reminder for everybody else to start making sure that they book their flights, they're getting their stuff together. All right. Of course, I'm going to go a little live from my mother's birthday party with the 55 and older crew. I said, hopefully they behave. I don't know, because, whatever. But we're going to have a good old time. I even threw in 2 bathing suits, praying and hoping that I get to go to the beach. I will leave my mama behind. You understand what I'm saying? I will get inside of an Uber and I will go to the beach and I will hang out on the beach by myself. All right. I don't even care. All right. But I've got to get a suntan. All right. Because baby, I'm losing the one that I had. And so I got to freshen this up, because when I get to Texas, I'm going out on the beach there too. And I'm going to lay out and I'm going to get me a tan there too. And so that it could carry me over to my birthday trip. You know what I'm saying? I want to forever look like I'm on vacation. Fuck that. All right. And so with that, y'all, I'm going to leave y'all for the day. Peace and love. Always move with love. This was a deep conversation, y'all. Y'all take these 3 questions. Think about them. I wrote some shit down for myself, right? This is all in the works of us growing. All right. So I'm going to send y'all out with some positive vibes, because I say no matter how low you feel, you can still what?
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
Yep.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
And I don't. This is Coffee with Friends, and I am raw to the bone. Peace and love. Chat tomorrow, if not Thursday, y'all. Get this message on the way out. Hey, what? Hustle hard. Hey. What? I've been doing shit my way, on the highway.
And in the driveway, it's nice swings. Cause I got through the climb, I invite
What?
pain. You never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain
anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, just believe.
They can see with the negativity.
But I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel
low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
I never answer to no, man, I still go. And I don't, y'all. Peace and love. I'm out.